Hey there. I don't know if anyone will ever watch this except, me, just for kind of going back. This is my first attempt at, really my first attempt at solitaire role-playing, and using specifically the Mythic Game Master emulators. Yeah. I should probably try green screen or something at some point and string something, like a green sheet behind me, and try something a little different rather than the trying to use Zoom for this. But that's if I bother to continue with this, and if I actually really worry about anybody watching this, which probably isn't going to really happen anyway. So as I kind of mentioned in my previous videos here, so we've set things up. So it's a Star Wars Edge of the Empire campaign set approximately 5 years before the Battle of Yavin. That's what I've decided on. As time goes on, we're going to kind of get closer and closer to the real launch of the rebellion, and and everything. But I don't really see Jax Kellan, that Jax is the main character of this story. I don't really see him getting involved in the rebellion. He's really kind of out to make a living in the galaxy and be kind of be free. Again, I'm trying to aim for a little bit of a Firefly feel of this. So Jax has Kay, and Ewok that he rescued, from a tough situation on Dantooine's a few months back. I haven't really figured out exactly what that situation is. We may kind of come back to that at some point. We probably will. So Jax himself, though, is originally from Coruscant and grew up in the Undercity, very poor, struggling to survive. Much of his family did not survive, and he hasn't. The only person that really kind of survives from his close and immediate family is his mother, presumably. He hasn't had any contact with her in a very long time, in years really. But somehow Jax got out of the Undercity and off of Coruscant, and he's got himself a ship. It's the YT-1300 Stocklake freighter that he's named the Driftwood. Again, not exactly the most Star Warsy name, but I kind of found it funny and I like it, so I'm keeping it. So Jax, now here's kind of where we're kind of diving into this. So I'm just going to kind of switch over to his Google sheet here so you can see what I'm doing. I probably explained this in another video, but just for my own sake mostly. So Jax was built as a human smuggler with a scoundrel specialization. He is still kind of... He's still fairly new. He's kind of, he's got his own ship. He's maybe pulled off a few jobs. Unfortunately, something didn't go right because he's got a rather large debt of 50,000 credits to a crime lord, a Trandoshan, a really kind of nasty but cunning Trandoshan by the name of Gruck. In our last video, Gruck has sent him a hollow message indicating that he better pay up pretty soon, or he's in big trouble. He's going to take his ship. He doesn't really care what other debts Jax might have or what other issues. He doesn't really care. He wants his 50,000 credits, and he wants it now. Damn it. The problem is, Jax has a whopping 25 credits to his name. He can't even refuel his ship, which he's down about 10 fuel cells out of the 50 that the YT-1300 has on board. That's kind of the standard that in the engine block there. So Jax is kind of in a spot of trouble. He's hoping to find a job and find one soon. And the setup here is on his data pad. He pulled up this information. There's somebody looking to move some discreet cargo to an undisclosed location in the Outer Rim. Questions asked? Inquire at the Black Nova Cantina on Nar Shaddaa, which is actually where we're going to be kind of kicking things off, and we're going to kind of figure things out as we go along. Like I said, I haven't used Mythic. I'm certainly certainly kind of brand new to this whole idea of solitaire role-playing. And I do have this here, which I've kind of been keeping track of. So starting to try to get into the Mythic idea. So I've got a characters list. Besides, of course, our main character, Jax, who I don't think I need to add to this. Rather certain I'm just adding NPCs. So important NPCs so far. We got K, his Ewok co-pilot. Jax refers to him as a co-pilot. I'm not sure if that's really an accurate description of K. K is a... K has proven herself to really not know a lot about technology, but is slowly kind of learning. So we're going to kind of riff off of that a little bit, I think, as we go along. And then there's Grok, who is a Trandoshan crime lord, which, of course, the first thread and the only thread we have at the moment is that I owe Grok a lot of money, and I got to try to pay him back. Let me just try to get back to here. So that's what we're aiming for. So I've got my little dice tray here. Sorry. And I've got a handful of regular dice as well as kind of like Edge of the Empire dice. I wanted to I prefer to just use real dice in this case because I want to kind of have at least a little bit of tactile feel to this. And we're going to kind of start out from there. So the first thing to do when we're starting off an Edge of the Empire session is we need an obligation roll. So did I think I actually created? No, sorry, no, I did not create one because obligations really there's 20 points of obligation. So basically, a 0 to 20 on a percentile means the obligation is going to be part of the story one way or another. Now, this can just mean something as simple as it's on Jax's mind, or it can mean something a little more important. So I'm just going to roll here, and we're going to end up with 23. So 23 means no, there's no obligation. So I'm just going to record that on my little session thing. So 23, that would be a no. Destiny pool now. We take a single force die, because that's how many player characters there are. We're going to roll this, and we're going to end up with 1 light, and 0 dark. Now, I may have to modify how I deal with the pool a little bit, but I'm going to kind of try to use it as it's intended. Maybe in the future I should give K a roll as well, but K's I'm thinking of as an NPC at this point rather than anything else. Episode 1. Nar Shaddaa Job. Boom. There we go. Gonna just flip back over here. So here we have our current location on Nar Shaddaa, which we're just kind of, the way I see it, we're just kind of exiting hyperspace. So as the first episode opens up, there's the black tapestry of space with all the hundreds, thousands of stars you can see kind of throughout the galaxy from here, and a YT-1300 exits hyperspace, and it pans down towards the orangish world, very industrial, very very technological, let's go with very industrial. It's an entire city, this moon that he's just come out of orbit around, of Nar Shaddaa, and we kind of get a sense as to just how polluted and busy this place is. You can see, rings of lights across the entire moon, and Jax looks over at Kay, who's sitting in the co-pilot seat, fiddling with a necklace of bones around her neck. And he looks over at Kay. It's like, all right, Kay, this is our big chance here. We need a job. We need to, otherwise we're going to be out of fuel in a few more jumps. So look, I'll take care of setting up this job. You stay on the ship, all right? She just kind of looks up. She may or may not have understood. Jax isn't really entirely sure. So to begin with, ordinarily, so the way I kind of see our first scene here, which I'm going to bring up here. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Here we go. I think this is the way it works. So I'm going to kind of turn over to Mythic. And so our scene check. Our first scene is we choose a method to develop the first scene. I already kind of have an idea. We're landing at the spaceport, and we're going to the first real scene is going to be making our way into the establishment in question. The Black Nova Cantina. So the Black Nova Cantina. So let's determine a couple things here because I've got some questions. So first of all, because I'm using the operational costs. Whoops. Sorry about that. Try this again. It's got too many things open. That's the problem. So we got the operational cost thing here, which is not. Yeah, whatever. Operational cost for Edge of the Empire, and everything is based on grades of the spaceport itself. So, you know, something like Mos Eisley. So it's a grade of 1 to 5. So Mos Eisley might be down towards 4. There are some, you know, there's definitely some access there. There's some services. There is some security. Not much. Grade 5, I'm assuming, is like there's like almost. I would assume there's almost nothing. So Nar Shaddaa doesn't strike me as like a grade 1 kind of thing, but I'm thinking maybe it's a grade 3 type of. Maybe it's a grade 3 type of spaceport. So we have a chaos factor of 5. So I'm going to pull up my fate chart, and I'm going to ask Mythic, is Hutta Town, which is the main spot here on Nar Shaddaa, is Hutta Town spaceport a grade 3? And I'll roll my dice. I got 44. So I also got doubles right off the bat, which is also a number that's lower than our current chaos factor. So let's go there. So 1, the chaos factor of 5 is going to put us at basically, I'm assuming I'm just going with a 50-50 chance. So 50-50 out of 44 is going to be a yes. Now, when we roll doubles, I'm going to probably have to quickly review here, because I'm still not entirely sure how everything works. Alright, so whenever you ask a fate question, there's always the possibility of a random event. So when I roll, and I get the double digits, and it's the singular digit there, the 4 in this case, is lower than my chaos factor, which it is, a random event occurs. Alright, cool. So let's deal with this. First thing is we've established Hutta Town spaceport grade 3. Okay. No, it's great. Actually, I guess it doesn't have anything to do with the scene somewhere. Let's do this. We'll just move this over here. Okay. No, I don't care about that. No, why won't you click off? There we go. I don't know whether I can... Can I shrink this? Nope, maybe not. It's probably just put that way. So, we know this. Okay, let's find out here. So we need random events. We are kind of working our way towards the first scene here. So I'm thinking we might have an interrupt scene. Is that probably the... Interesting twisted. I think adventures are broken into cinematic scenes. Yes. Sometimes the scene will be as expected. Yes. Sometimes we'll change slightly, and sometimes a random event will create an entirely new scene. So let's see here. It's a remote event, so different types of events. I think I might be struggling already a little bit with this. So, alright, right, let's check the random event focus table here. I rolled percentile with an 81. So PC positive. PC positive is good. Okay, so a PC positive event. Awesome. Okay, PC positive event. Alright, random event focus table. Where's our random event focus table here for this? So we got a PC positive. So your PC positive, PC is having a hard time. It could use a break. Yeah, sure. He definitely is having a hard time. It could use a break. So PC positive. I'm going to actually pause the recording a little bit because I think I need an explanation as to how to deal with random events here. So 1 second here. Alright, back recording here, of course. So I think I have a better sense as to what I'm going to be doing here. So we got a PC positive action. Let's deal with this. So I'm just going to come back to our thing here. So we kind of have a bit of an random scenes here. So our expectation was was going to be, in the Black Nova Cantina. Right, so we're gonna just gonna record that, but random event, PC positive. And I'm going to make 2 rolls here. So these are supposed to be actions. So we're going to get two words to figure out here. So first word is going to be number 80, which is going to be reward. And the second is going to be 65, which is outside. Oop. All right. So this is not going to, I don't really care much for this sheet here. Let's do this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to come back to my Google Doc. Scene 1. Expected to be at the Black Nova Cantina, right? Reward outside. Reward outside. So randomly, this is going to be good for Jax. It's going to be some kind of a reward outside. No, outside. So as he exits the ship, once again, kind of saying to Kay that she really needs to stay put. Nar Shaddaa is not a place for for an Ewok like her to be walking around. She needs to stay put. She likes kind of wide open spaces and dense forests and pristine air, not the pollution that's that they're about to deal with when they go outside. Reward outside. So he lands in, puts his ship down in docking bay 73. Docking bay 73. Makes sure that he kind of leaves Kay there. She's kind of still sitting in the co-pilot's chair. He makes sure to kind of lock down the console so that nobody can steal the ship or she can't start the ship. She does she's curious after all. And he exits the ship, making sure to kind of secure things up as he's leaving. And as he walks out into the kind of rough spaceport, there's there's garbage spread around. There are a lot of other people here. Everyone kind of looks like a bit of a shady character. And as he's kind of exits his own ship, his hand just instinctively drops to the blaster pistol on his hip. He really hopes he doesn't have to use it. But how familiar is he with Nar Shaddaa? That's a good question here. Let's find out. He's a smuggler. I'm saying it's very likely that he's been to Nar Shaddaa before. We're on Chaos Factor 5. We roll the dice here, and we got a 51. At a very likely, a 75 is a yes. Yes, he has been to Nar Shaddaa before. Sorry, I'm just going to kind of make notes as I go along here. So cool, but we're still trying to figure out the random PC positive. I guess maybe I'm kind of struggling a little bit with the whole concept behind behind the random event. So an outside reward. Reward outside. Reward. As Jax exits the spaceport, once again just kind of taking a quick look back, concerned about his friend of the last few months. I suppose in some ways Jax probably kind of almost looks at her like she's a child. Maybe not quite not a pet, but because even though she's small and fuzzy, she definitely kind of has a personality of her own, and she's definitely a sentient being with a lot of interesting character quirks. But still struggling with this reward outside. He steps out into the polluted air of Hutta town, which is a busy, sprawling urban center. It's in rough shape in places, but he's got this space here. I don't even know where to go with this. I kind of stuck on the very first bit of meaning tables here. It's outside. What could be considered a reward or rewarding? PC positive. As Jax leaves the spaceport, breathing in the not quite probably nearly toxic air, he spots a vendor at the side of the road selling rebreathers with a small tank, and for a whopping for a matter of a few credits, he's able to purchase this rebreather, which will actually kind of give him a day's worth of oxygen and then proper breathable air that he can wear while he's out and about. Now, is it going to be affordable for Jax? That's kind of a good question here, and I'm thinking because it's a yes, it's affordable, but is it less than the 25 credits that he's got left on him? And I'm gonna say that because it's PC positive, I'm gonna say it's likely that it's less than the 25 credits. So is it only like 15 credits for him to go? 20 credits. 20 credits is probably making sense. So is it 20 credits? 99. That's an extreme no. In fact, it is going to take all of the rest of Jax's credits, unfortunately, for this rebreather tank. But the air is so brutal outside, he's actually going to pay the... Alright, unfortunately, it's going to cost him, but it is... Cancel, sorry. That should be minus 25. So now Jax is busted. There's nothing left. So there we go. He comes out on his way towards the Black Nova. He stopped at this little shop along the side of the road. It's more like a little kiosk setup. And this fuzzy alien, kind of, come see the wares. Come, look, rebreathers for you, for you humans who have difficulty with the Nar Shaddaa air. Only 25 credits. 25. That's it. Jax kind of reaches into his pocket for the last few galactic credits he's got. But he's already kind of feeling his lungs getting full, and the air is just so thick. He plops the 25 credits down into the vendor's hand and accepts the rebreather, which he quickly fits to his face and turns it on. Instantly, he's able to breathe better. The pollution's not entering his lungs. He's just feeling a lot better. I'm gonna call that just kind of like a minor, scene, not a real scene. It's just kind of on his way towards the Black Nova Cantina. Cool. He arrives at the Black Nova Cantina not too long afterwards. It's not... Well, yeah, actually, let's just leave it. I don't even think I need to worry about the fate. It's going to be one of these popular spots where smugglers hang out. He's not too far away from where it's going to be, and after maybe about a 15-minute walk through the streets of Hutta Town, he arrives at the Black Nova Cantina. It's a one-story building. It's a decent size for a pub, and kind of hanging out, outside below the purple neon sign, are a couple of drunks just kind of leaning against the wall, the exterior wall just by the front door, both sitting down on the absolutely filthy sidewalk. Ugh. And one of them kind of looks up, with that one-eyed look, trying to get a focus on Jax. And he just kind of grunts, I got any change? Got any creds? Jax goes, I got nothing, buddy. And he walks into the cantina. Inside, he looks around. He knows there's a he knows there's a person here with a job. Things are a little ambiguous because these things kind of get out, and those trying to move illegal goods or whatever it happens to be don't really want a lot of attention. Those data pads go out to smugglers and other no-good-nicks all over the place throughout the galaxy, but anybody could potentially be reading them. So Jax moseys himself up to the bar. Once again, he checks his pistol. He looks around, and there's well, is it busy? I'm thinking there's a good chance. Am I losing my dice already? Nope, there we go. Is it busy in the Black Nova Cantina at this time of day? I'm thinking it's likely that it's yes. So rolling 86. 86 is a no. It's not busy. There are only a handful of people in the cantina. Sorry, a handful of patrons in the cantina that day. And behind the bar, of course, is a bartender. Let's see what we can find out about the bartender. So this is going to be an NPC we're going to have to deal with, because Jax is not really sure who else to talk to. So he's just going to inquire with the bartender. He's been here before. So let's grab Yoon, or Un, or Une, as I think Trevor Duvall pronounces it. So I'm just going to open this up here. So what do we got here in terms of trying to create some NPCs here. So we know it's a bartender. Funny, I think this kind of thing is exactly how he gave an example as to how to use this. So let's NPC modifier again, percentile roll. Our bartender 63. Obnoxious. Obnoxious. He is obnoxious. He doesn't really like people. Doesn't really care. Does Jax know him? Does Jax met this guy before? I say it's very likely he has. 47. And very likely, I'm pretty sure that is as a yes. And he doesn't like him. He just does not like Jax. So as Jax settles in, the bartender. Now, what can we say about the bartender? Is the bartender human? I'm just going to give that a 50-50. That's going to be an 85. No, the bartender is not human. Definitely not human. Not a hard no, not an extreme no, but he's not human. So the bartender, what's the bartender? So he's not going to be a hut. Huts generally don't do this kind of thing. He's going to be, let's say he's a Twi'lek. And for this, I'm actually going to pop over here to ChatGPT. Generate. Oops, sorry. Let's try this again. Generate male Twi'lek name. Lauren Voss. All right, let's grab that. So, come back over here. Bartender at Black Nova Cantina. So slowly we're starting to kind of build a little bit of information here. So I'm going to actually just kind of change my notes just a little bit. Let's go like this. There we go. No, he's a Twi'lek bartender. I don't even need to put this here then. As Jax walks towards Lauren Voss behind the bar, the Twi'lek kind of shows his sharpened, pointy teeth and kind of snarls. I told you never come in here before. Jax is it's unfortunate that it's Lauren who's bartending tonight. Goes, hey, look, I'm just looking for some work. All right. Found something on the data pad. Just don't want to cause any troubles there, Lauren. Just want some information, all right? Step up, you human filth. And Jax slowly approaches, knowing that, especially on Nar Shaddaa, like, chances are Lauren's probably armed, and he already doesn't like Jax. So he steps forward. Look, the data pad said there was some need to move some discrete cargo in the outer rim. You know which one I'm talking about? Look, they said inquire here. Human, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. But this one isn't for you, you sorry excuse for a smuggler. Everyone knows that Grok is looking for you. Hey, now look, I didn't mess up on anything. I didn't screw up a job. We just had a slight disagreement. Rumor has it you stole from the Trandoshan. No one's going to trust you here, human. I didn't steal anything. It was a misunderstanding. That's all it was, Lauren. Look, I really need this job. I need you to cooperate with me. Just give me the job. What's it gonna take? So what can he persuade him? Let's see here. So we're gonna switch over to his character sheet here. So we do have some negotiation. What else do we have here? Coercion, no. Deception, no. Perception, no. But negotiation could potentially be something here. let's try that. So he's already not liking Jax as it is. So we're going to kind of grab the 2 green dice. I'm thinking due to Lauren's dislike for Jax, we're going to be kind of at a difficult three purple dice here. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to spend that I'm going to spend that light side point. So I'm going to upgrade one of my green dice, and that's going to bring us to 0. Actually, I'll just do this. 1, so -1 light. 2, 0 light, 1 dark side destiny point. And I'm going to bump that up. So basically what we're dealing with here is Lauren doesn't want to give him the information because Jax's reputation is he stole from Grok. But Jax says that's just a misunderstanding. Right? That's all it is. It's just a misunderstanding. It's not we're going to come back to that at some point here. So I'm going to roll these dice here. Oh, okay, we got the green's looking good. The yellow is looking good with a 1 success and sorry, I always kind of forget the nomenclature they use here for this. So when we look at this, so he's got an advantage popping up, but that's going to be nixed actually by a threat. Actually, there's two failures, 2 successes, 1 advantage, and 1 threat. Pretty much killing any chance of this turning out for poor Jax. So Jax fails his negotiation. Sorry. Jeez, I can't type today. Negotiation roll with Lauren, and Lauren turns him down entirely. Yeah, not in your lifetime. I will not deal with you. Get lost. Jack's not really having much choice. This is his only lead here at the moment. Steps back. He's like, all right, fine. This isn't over yet, Lauren. I'll be back, and I'm gonna get this job. You just wait and see. As Jax turns and starts heading towards the exit of the Black Nova Cantina. All right. Unfortunately, I am out of time for right now, so I'm going to stop that. We've been going for 37 minutes just to get this far. I'm going to probably come back and try this again and maybe tomorrow. But so right now, there we go. That is our first attempted session at solitaire play. I kind of found it a little awkward. Definitely struggled a little bit with Mythic. And anyway, if you happen to be watching, thanks for watching. Hopefully this wasn't too painful. It was a little stressful for me, I suppose, but I think I'm going to start figuring out how this works. Give me a couple more sessions, and I think we'll get it down. But so episode 1, the Nar Shaddaa Job. I'm thinking there's not actually going to be much of a job there. That's unfortunate for Jax. He's in kind of a rough spot. But before we kind of drop off here, I need to really do some thinking as to how I'm going to deal with XP earned and such. And I'm thinking per half hour of session, I'm going to give myself maybe 2. Oops, 2. But before we also drop off, what I like to do with this game anyway is also make the obligation roll beforehand, so maybe I can even think whether there's going to be an issue. So obligation roll for next time. I'm going to roll a 46, which means absolutely there's not going to be any obligation set up for next time to deal with. Jax is actually going to be stuck trying to figure out how the hell he's even going to get enough cash to, or get a job so that he can get some cash. All right, I'm out of here. May the Force be with you.